It's getting harder every week to find new pickup trucks for sale. Then why are thousands of them being parked in giant lots instead of being shipped off to dealers for sale?
Your dream SUV could become your worst nightmare. Consumer Reports just released shocking reliability data showing 14 SUV models that are draining owners' bank accounts faster than a Tesla Supercharger, with repair bills hitting 5 figures and resale values plummeting by 40% in just 2 years. These vehicles are turning family budgets into financial disasters. Ford F-150, Lightning Ford. Lightning owners are bleeding money faster than they ever imagined possible, with repair bills averaging $12,000 in the first 18 months of ownership alone. Consumer Reports ranked this electric truck as one of the worst vehicles you can buy new, scoring a dismal 28 out of 100 for reliability, while similar gas-powered trucks score in the 70s. The key issue is Ford rushed this truck to market without properly testing the electric systems that make it run. Internal documents show engineers warned management about battery cooling problems and charging system failures months before the truck went on sale, but Ford ignored these warnings to beat Tesla and Rivian to market. Now owners are paying the price with batteries that suddenly lose power, charging systems that fail without warning, and electrical accessories that simply stop working. What this means for owners is devastating financial losses that go far beyond repair costs. Lightning trucks are losing value faster than any electric vehicle on the market, dropping 43% of their purchase price in just 2 years compared to 17% for the regular F-150. Dealers are quietly warning their best customers to avoid the Lightning, while Ford continues pushing these problem-plagued trucks through heavy advertising and 0% financing deals that trap buyers into long-term payments on rapidly depreciating assets. Smart buyers are learning that Ford's promises about electric truck reliability were nothing more than marketing hype designed to separate them from their money. The company continues manufacturing thousands of these trucks every month while knowing about systematic problems that cost owners thousands in unexpected repairs. Unlike competitors who waited to perfect their electric systems, Ford chose to use paying customers as beta testers for unfinished technology that simply does not work as advertised. Chevrolet Blazer EV. One Blazer EV owner racked up $15,000 in repair costs before their truck even hit 2,000 miles. And that owner works for a major automotive publication that bought the vehicle specifically for testing. The Chevrolet Blazer EV earned the worst possible reliability score from Consumer Reports, with owners reporting 23 different serious problems in just the first 2 months of ownership. The most devastating issue is the software that controls everything in this truck simply does not work properly, causing window switches to fail, infotainment systems to crash in endless loops, and even basic functions like door locks to stop responding without warning. General Motors rushed this electric SUV to market using unfinished software that treats paying customers like beta testers for technology that should have been perfected years before the first truck rolled off the assembly line. What makes this situation worse is that GM dealers have no idea how to fix these software problems, leaving owners stranded at dealerships for weeks, while technicians wait for engineers from Detroit to figure out solutions. Internal dealer reports show service departments are overwhelmed with Blazer EV warranty claims, costing dealers thousands in labor hours, while GM refuses to provide adequate technical support or training. The financial reality for Blazer EV buyers is devastating, with these trucks losing 52% of their value in the first 2 years compared to 28% for comparable gas-powered SUVs. Smart buyers are learning that GM's electric vehicle promises were nothing more than marketing hype designed to make them feel good about spending $60,000 on unfinished technology that breaks down constantly and costs a fortune to repair. Cadillac Lyriq buyers are discovering that paying $18,000 more than a Blazer EV gets them the exact same reliability problems wrapped in fancier leather, with repair costs averaging $14,000 in the first year, while the luxury badge provides zero protection from systematic engineering failures. Consumer Reports ranked the Lyriq with the same devastating 1 out of 5 reliability score as its cheaper Chevrolet cousin, proving that premium pricing cannot fix fundamental design flaws. The biggest shock for luxury buyers is learning that their $60,000 Cadillac shares the same problematic electric platform, battery system, and software architecture as the trouble-plagued Blazer EV, meaning every software glitch and electrical failure that destroys Chevrolet owners also impacts Cadillac buyers who expected luxury-grade reliability for their premium investment. General Motors essentially took their worst electric vehicle and dressed it up with nicer interior materials while charging luxury prices for the same broken technology. What makes this deception worse is that Cadillac dealers are trained to blame individual vehicle problems rather than admitting the systematic platform failures that affect thousands of owners across both brands. Internal training documents show dealer service departments are instructed to treat each repair as an isolated incident, while GM continues building thousands more vehicles using the same defective systems that have already cost owners millions in unexpected repairs. The financial devastation for Lyriq owners is even worse than Blazer EV buyers because luxury vehicles lose value faster when reliability problems become widely known, with these Cadillacs dropping 48% of their purchase price in just 18 months. Smart luxury buyers are learning that paying extra for a Cadillac badge means nothing when the underlying vehicle uses the same unreliable components that make the Blazer EV one of the worst electric vehicles ever sold. Rivian R1S. Rivian R1S owners are stuck with repair bills averaging $16,000 in the first 2 years, while their $85,000 electric SUVs spend weeks at service centers waiting for parts that simply do not exist, turning their premium adventure vehicles into expensive driveway decorations that lose value faster than any other electric SUV on the market today. The key problem is that Rivian built their entire vehicle around software systems that crash without warning, leaving families stranded in remote locations when the truck's computer brain simply stops working and requires a complete system reset that can only be performed at authorized service centers hundreds of miles away. Consumer Reports data shows Rivian vehicles have below-average reliability across every category they measure, with owners reporting everything from battery failures to charging system breakdowns that force them to abandon road trips and call expensive tow trucks. What makes this situation worse for buyers is that Rivian's service infrastructure is practically non-existent outside major cities, meaning owners in rural areas face $1,000 towing bills just to reach a technician who might not have the replacement parts needed to fix their broken truck. Internal company emails show Rivian executives knew about these software stability problems months before delivery, but chose to ship vehicles anyway to meet investor promises and stock price targets. The financial reality for R1S buyers is devastating depreciation that outpaces even the worst traditional luxury vehicles, with these trucks losing 55% of their purchase price in just 24 months compared to 32% for comparable gas-powered SUVs from established manufacturers. Smart buyers are learning that betting on startup automakers means paying premium prices to become unpaid test drivers for unfinished technology that breaks down constantly and costs a fortune to repair when parts are even available. BMW X owners are discovering that German engineering means nothing when it comes to electric vehicle reliability, with repair costs averaging $19,000 in the first 3 years, while their $100,000 luxury SUVs suffer from the same basic electrical problems that plague much cheaper electric vehicles from startup companies. Consumer Reports stripped the iX of its recommendation after owners reported widespread problems with charging systems that fail without warning, electrical accessories that stop working randomly, and software glitches that require expensive dealer visits to reset systems that should work flawlessly in a vehicle costing more than most people's homes. The most shocking revelation is that BMW rushed this electric SUV to market using untested battery management software that causes charging speeds to drop dramatically after just 6 months of normal use. What makes this situation particularly infuriating for luxury buyers is that BMW service departments charge premium labor rates of $250 per hour, while technicians struggle to diagnose problems that stem from fundamental design flaws rather than normal wear and tear. Internal service bulletins show BMW engineers are still trying to figure out solutions for problems that should have been solved before the first iX ever left the factory in Germany. The financial reality for IX buyers is devastating depreciation combined with sky-high repair costs that make ownership financially ruinous for even wealthy buyers, with these luxury electric SUVs losing 46% of their value in just 2 years while requiring thousands in unexpected maintenance that BMW warranties refuse to cover. Smart luxury buyers are learning that paying 6 figures for a BMW badge provides zero protection from the systematic reliability problems that make electric vehicles from German manufacturers just as unreliable as cheaper alternatives from American startups and traditional automakers. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep Grand Cherokee owners are trapped in an endless cycle of recall notices and repair bills that average $13,000 in the first 3 years, while their $50,000 SUVs rack up safety recalls faster than any other vehicle in automotive history, with 18 separate recall campaigns affecting the first model year alone. The most devastating problems stem from Jeep's decision to use untested drive system components that fail catastrophically, causing vehicles to lose power while driving and stranding families on highways when electronic systems crash without warning. Consumer Reports ranked the Grand Cherokee with a dismal 22 out of 100 reliability score, making it one of the worst-performing SUVs they have ever tested across categories, including engine electrical problems, climate system failures, and body hardware that simply falls apart under normal use. What makes this situation particularly dangerous for families is that many of these recalls involve safety-critical systems like steering components and brake assemblies that can fail without warning. Yet Jeep continues manufacturing and selling thousands of these SUVs every month, while knowing about systematic defects that put drivers and passengers at serious risk. Internal engineering reports show Jeep executives were warned about these drive system problems during development, but chose to proceed with production to meet quarterly sales targets rather than delay launch to fix known safety issues. The financial devastation for Grand Cherokee buyers extends far beyond repair costs, with these SUVs losing 41% of their purchase price in just 2 years, while dealers struggle to sell used examples that carry reputations for constant breakdowns and safety problems. Smart buyers are learning that Jeep's trail-rated marketing campaigns cannot hide the reality that these vehicles are fundamentally unreliable and dangerous, costing owners thousands in unexpected repairs while putting their families at risk every time they drive. Jeep Grand Cherokee L owners are paying an additional $8,000 for a longer wheelbase that fits more passengers while inheriting every single reliability problem that makes the regular Grand Cherokee one of the worst SUVs ever built, turning family road trips into expensive disasters when drive systems fail and strand 7 people instead of just 5. The biggest shock for families is discovering that stretching the Grand Cherokee platform to accommodate 3 rows of seating actually made the existing problems worse, with the longer vehicles suffering more severe electrical failures and drive system breakdowns that leave parents stranded with multiple children in remote locations far from Jeep dealerships that may not have replacement parts in stock. Consumer Reports ranked the Grand Cherokee L with the same devastating 22 out of 100 reliability score as its shorter sibling, proving that more space simply means more passengers affected when these vehicles inevitably break down. What makes this situation particularly frustrating for large families is that Jeep markets the Grand Cherokee L as a family adventure vehicle, while knowing that the same systematic defects that plague the regular Grand Cherokee will strand families with children when steering components fail or electrical systems crash without warning. Internal dealer communications show service departments are overwhelmed with warranty claims from Grand Cherokee L owners who bought these vehicles specifically for family safety, but instead face constant breakdowns that cost thousands to repair. The financial reality for Grand Cherokee L buyers is devastating depreciation that outpaces even the regular Grand Cherokee, with these 3-row SUVs losing 43% of their purchase price in just 24 months, while requiring expensive repairs that Jeep warranties often refuse to cover. Smart families are learning that paying extra for more seats means nothing when the underlying vehicle uses the same unreliable components that make Jeep one of the least dependable brands in America. Jeep, Wrangler. Jeep Wrangler owners are trapped in a decades-long pattern of repair bills that average $11,000 every 3 years, while their $45,000 off-road vehicles suffer from the same basic engine, transmission, and electrical problems that have plagued this model since the late 1980s, with absolutely no improvement in reliability despite multiple redesigns. The most frustrating reality for Wrangler buyers is that Jeep has had over 30 years to fix fundamental design flaws that cause engines to fail prematurely, transmissions to break down under normal driving conditions, and electrical systems to malfunction in ways that leave drivers stranded on trails they bought the vehicle specifically to explore. Consumer Reports ranked the current Wrangler with a pathetic 27 out of 100 reliability score, making it one of the least dependable vehicles sold in America, while Jeep continues charging premium prices for what amounts to outdated technology wrapped in nostalgic styling. What makes this situation particularly infuriating for outdoor enthusiasts is that Jeep marketing promises adventure and freedom while delivering constant breakdowns that turn weekend camping trips into expensive rescue operations requiring professional towing services that can cost thousands when vehicles break down in remote wilderness areas. Internal service data shows Jeep dealers stock more Wrangler replacement parts than any other vehicle in their lineup because these SUVs break down so frequently that parts shortages are a constant problem. The financial devastation for Wrangler buyers extends beyond repair costs to include terrible resale values that reflect the vehicle's reputation for constant problems, with these SUVs losing 38% of their purchase price in just 2 years, while requiring ongoing maintenance that makes ownership financially ruinous for most families. Smart off-road enthusiasts are learning that Jeep's trail-rated heritage means nothing when vehicles cannot complete basic adventures without expensive mechanical failures that strand families in dangerous situations. Ford Escape Hybrid. Ford Escape Hybrid owners are facing battery replacement bills that cost $14,000 after just 3 years of ownership, while Consumer Reports stripped this model of its recommendation after discovering that hybrid battery systems fail at rates that make these supposedly eco-friendly vehicles more expensive to own than gas-powered alternatives that do not require costly battery pack replacements. The biggest shock for families who bought these hybrids to save money on fuel is learning that Ford's hybrid battery technology is fundamentally flawed, causing complete system failures that require replacing the entire battery pack at costs that exceed the vehicle's remaining value in many cases. Consumer Reports ranked the Escape Hybrid with a devastating 21 out of 100 reliability score after owners reported widespread problems with hybrid batteries requiring replacement, brake systems that fail without warning, and electrical accessories that stop working when the hybrid system malfunctions. What makes this situation particularly devastating for budget-conscious families is that Ford marketed these vehicles as money-saving alternatives to traditional SUVs while knowing that hybrid battery failures would cost owners thousands more than they would ever save on gasoline, essentially tricking environmentally conscious buyers into purchasing vehicles that become financial disasters when critical components fail. Internal Ford service bulletins show engineers have been tracking these battery failure patterns for over 2 years, but continue building vehicles using the same defective hybrid technology that destroys family budgets. The financial reality for Escape Hybrid buyers is catastrophic depreciation combined with repair costs that make these vehicles worthless long before their loans are paid off, with hybrid models losing 44% of their purchase price in just 18 months, while requiring expensive battery replacements that cost more than most families spend on transportation in an entire year. Smart buyers are learning that Ford's environmental marketing campaigns hide the reality that these hybrid vehicles are financial disasters disguised as green technology. Range Rover Evoque Range Rover. Evoque owners are discovering that British luxury means absolutely nothing when repair bills average $17,000 in the first 4 years, while their $60,000 compact SUVs suffer from the same electrical problems that have plagued Land Rover vehicles for decades and show no signs of improvement, despite multiple ownership changes and promised engineering upgrades. The most frustrating reality for luxury buyers is that Land Rover has never solved the fundamental electrical issues that trace back to the infamous Lucas electric components that made British cars notorious for unreliability in the 1970s and 80s, with modern Evokes still experiencing random electrical failures that leave drivers stranded when systems simply stop working without warning or logical explanation. Consumer Reports ranked the Evoque with a pathetic 2 out of 5 reliability score, making it one of the least dependable luxury vehicles sold in America, while Land Rover continues charging premium prices for technology that fails constantly. What makes this situation particularly infuriating for status-conscious buyers is that Land Rover marketing emphasizes British engineering heritage while delivering vehicles that break down more frequently than economy cars from budget manufacturers, essentially selling expensive fashion accessories that cannot perform basic transportation duties without constant trips to specialized repair shops that charge luxury labor rates. Internal dealer service reports show Land Rover technicians spend more time diagnosing electrical problems than performing routine maintenance because these vehicles develop new malfunctions faster than mechanics can fix existing ones. The financial devastation for Evoque buyers includes catastrophic depreciation that reflects the vehicle's terrible reputation for reliability, with these compact luxury SUVs losing 51% of their purchase price in just 30 months, while requiring expensive repairs that most independent shops cannot perform. Smart luxury buyers are learning that Range Rover badges provide zero protection from systematic reliability problems that make British engineering one of the worst investments in the automotive world. Lincoln Corsair owners are bleeding money on drive system repairs that average $12,000 in the first 3 years, while Consumer Reports stripped this luxury SUV of its recommendation after discovering that Ford's premium brand cannot deliver the reliability that buyers expect when they pay $55,000 for what amounts to a dressed-up Ford Escape with fancier interior materials. The biggest shock for luxury buyers is learning that Lincoln essentially took Ford's problematic compact SUV platform and added leather seats while keeping all the mechanical components that cause drive system failures, body hardware problems, and in-car electronics malfunctions that leave drivers stranded when critical systems stop working without warning. Consumer Reports data shows the Corsair suffers from below-average reliability across every category they measure, making it one of the worst luxury vehicles sold in America, while Lincoln continues charging premium prices for fundamentally flawed engineering. What makes this deception particularly infuriating for status-conscious buyers is that Lincoln marketing promises luxury reliability and American craftsmanship, while delivering a vehicle that shares its worst components with much cheaper Ford models that have terrible reputations for constant breakdowns and expensive repairs. Internal Lincoln dealer communications show service departments are overwhelmed with warranty claims for drive system failures that occur so frequently that part shortages have become a constant problem for technicians trying to keep these vehicles running. The financial devastation for Corsair buyers extends far beyond repair costs to include terrible resale values that reflect the vehicle's reputation as an overpriced Ford with luxury pretensions, with these SUVs losing 47% of their purchase price in just 24 months, while requiring ongoing maintenance that makes ownership financially ruinous. Smart luxury buyers are learning that Lincoln badges mean nothing when the underlying vehicle uses the same unreliable components that make Ford one of the least dependable brands in America today. Kia EV6. Kia EV6 owners are stranded on roadsides with repair bills that average $10,000 when charging system failures kill the 12-volt battery and leave families stuck miles from help, while Consumer Reports stripped this electric SUV of its recommendation after discovering that Kia's integrated charging control unit has a serious defect that drains batteries and prevents vehicles from starting even when the main battery pack shows a full charge. The most terrifying problem for EV6 families is that the charging system can fail completely without warning, causing the vehicle to lose all electrical power while driving and forcing drivers to coast to safety on busy highways when critical systems like power steering and brakes suddenly stop working properly. Consumer Reports data shows EV6 owners report widespread problems with charging systems that refuse to work with home chargers, electrical accessories that malfunction randomly, and climate control systems that fail during extreme weather when families need them most. What makes this situation particularly dangerous for families is that Kia refuses to replace failed 12-volt batteries under warranty unless the vehicle is completely dead and towed to a dealer, forcing owners to pay for expensive towing services when vehicles break down in remote locations far from authorized repair facilities. Internal Kia service bulletins show the company has known about these integrated charging control unit failures for over 18 months, but continues manufacturing vehicles using the same defective components that strand families when they least expect it. The financial reality for EV6 buyers includes devastating depreciation that reflects growing awareness of these systematic charging problems and leaves families stranded with dead vehicles. GMC Hummer EV SUV. GMC Hummer EV SUV owners are crushed by repair bills that average $22,000 in the first 3 years, while their $110,000 electric monsters rack up recalls faster than any vehicle in automotive history, with 14 separate safety campaigns affecting the first model year alone, as General Motors struggles to make 9,000 pounds of untested technology actually work safely on public roads. The most shocking reality for wealthy buyers is discovering that paying 6 figures for an electric Hummer gets them a vehicle so fundamentally flawed that basic systems like door latches, electrical components, and charging systems fail constantly, requiring specialized technicians who charge premium labor rates while working on experimental technology that breaks faster than it can be repaired. Consumer Reports ranked the Hummer EV SUV with a pathetic 2 out of 5 reliability score, making it one of the least dependable luxury vehicles ever sold, while GMC continues building these electric behemoths using the same problematic components that have already cost early adopters tens of thousands in unexpected repairs. What makes this situation particularly infuriating for status-conscious buyers is that GMC marketing emphasizes American innovation and premium engineering, while delivering a vehicle so poorly designed that it cannot perform basic transportation duties without constant breakdowns that leave owners stranded with dead vehicles that weigh too much for standard tow trucks to handle safely. Internal GMC service data shows dealership technicians spend more time diagnosing Hummer EV problems than working on all other GMC models combined, because these vehicles develop new malfunctions faster than engineers can create solutions. The financial devastation for Hummer EV buyers includes catastrophic depreciation that reflects the vehicle's reputation as an expensive science experiment disguised as a luxury SUV, with these electric giants losing 53% of their purchase price in just 18 months. Smart luxury buyers are learning that GMC's electric innovation claims hide the reality that these vehicles are overpriced prototypes that bankrupt owners through constant repairs. Mazda CX-90 owners are stuck with transmission replacement bills that cost $15,000 after just 18 months of ownership, while Consumer Reports ranked this 3-row SUV as well below average for reliability, after discovering that Mazda rushed an entirely new platform to market without properly testing the transmission and suspension systems that fail catastrophically under normal family driving conditions. The biggest shock for families who trusted Mazda's reputation for reliability is learning that the CX-90 uses completely new engineering that has nothing in common with the dependable vehicles that built the brand's reputation, with transmission problems so severe that some owners lose all forward gears while driving and must coast to safety when the vehicle suddenly refuses to move, despite having a running engine. Consumer Reports data shows both the regular and plug-in hybrid versions suffer from the same fundamental design flaws, including transmission failures, steering and suspension problems, and in-car electronics that malfunction so frequently that dealers cannot keep replacement parts in stock. What makes this situation particularly devastating for 3-row SUV buyers is that Mazda marketed the CX-90 as a premium family vehicle while knowing that the transmission and suspension components were unproven and likely to fail within the first 2 years of ownership, essentially using paying customers as crash test dummies for experimental technology that should have undergone years of additional development. with these three-row SUVs losing 42% of their purchase price in just 24 months while requiring expensive repairs that void warranties when owners seek help from independent mechanics. Smart family buyers are learning that Mazda's reliability reputation means nothing when applied to completely new vehicles that use untested components.